My name is Isabella. And after the divorce, I was erased. The woman I was, the life I knew, dissolved like smoke. All that remained were two small, precious hearts, and a hunger in our home I was desperate to fill. Today, I walked back into the gilded cage of my past, not as its mistress, but as a ghost, a cleaner. Once, my world was drenched in sunlight, a mansion with laughter echoing off marble floors, a husband, Richard, whose love I believed was as permanent as the stone walls around us. Two beautiful souls, Leo and Mia, whose breaths were the rhythm of my own heart. I was a mother. I was a wife. I thought that was enough. I thought it was forever. Then, a cold evening, a late arrival. The words, "We need to talk," spoken not with warmth but with a chilling finality. He was unhappy. He wanted a different life. A life without me. My world didn't just crumble. It was meticulously dismantled. His lawyers were scalpels. Mine was a butter knife. He took the house, the money, the history. I took only what mattered, my children. And an emptiness so vast it echoed. We moved into a tiny apartment where the walls whispered our neighbors' lives. The silence of our old halls was replaced by the clatter of a struggle I was not prepared for. I had no degree, no experience, just a mother's ferocious love, a fire in my chest that refused to die. I would look at my sleeping children, their innocent faces in the moonlight, and I knew I would do anything. Anything. The cleaning job advertisement was a humble slip of paper. A chance. I called. The housekeeper, Mrs. Gable, had a voice like worn velvet. She gave me the address, and when I read it, the world tilted. It was my address, Richard's mansion, our home. The shame was a physical blow. To return as a servant? To polish the memories I could no longer afford? I wept on my thin sofa, feeling the weight of my own collapse. Then, from the other room, Leo's laugh, a bright, pure sound that cut through the despair. That laugh was my compass. My pride was a luxury I could no longer keep. Their future was the only currency that mattered. I became a master of disguise. Weight lost from worry became a new silhouette. Hair pulled tight. Non-prescription glasses. A uniform of anonymity. I would make myself invisible. Walking up that familiar driveway was a walk through a ghostly museum of my own life. The roses I had planted still bloomed, a cruel, beautiful parody. Mrs. Gable, kind, unknowing Mrs. Gable, welcomed Isabella, the cleaner, inside. The scent of lemon and flowers, it was the smell of my past. It stole the air from my lungs. Every room held an echo. Leo's first steps on the staircase, Mia's birthday parties in the living room, a family, now fractured, haunting its own halls. The work was bone-deep exhaustion, dusting furniture I had chosen, polishing the table we had bought with shared dreams, and the children's rooms, emptied of color, of life, of them, erased, as if our joy had never stained those walls. That was the deepest cut of all. Weeks bled into months. I mastered his schedule, becoming a shadow that slipped in and out unseen. I learned of Clara. Her silk scarves, her expensive perfume, left like territorial flags on the landscape of my former life. Each one a silent knife twist. I smiled. I nodded. I scrubbed. Then, in his study, I found it. A small framed photo, hidden yet cherished. Leo and Mia, on the garden swing, forever laughing in a sunlit past. He kept it. My fingers trembled on the glass. In that moment, he wasn't a cruel strategist. He was just a father, missing his children. A car door slammed. Too early. Panic, cold and sharp. I hid behind a bookshelf as he entered, phone to his ear, angry, tired. He walked right past me. He did not see the woman in the corner. He did not see me. To the master of the house, the cleaner was part of the furniture. Invisible. And in that invisibility, I found a terrible, freeing power. His gaze no longer defined me. I was a survivor, and I was stronger than he could ever imagine. The dinner party was a trap of fate. Mrs. Gable's desperate request, the promise of double pay for Leo's school trip. I stayed. I hid in the bustling kitchen, a spectral servant to my own replacement life. The laughter from the dining room was a foreign language. Then, the task to clear the living room. Head down, hat low. A child's voice, small and confused, cut through the din. "Mama?" My blood turned to ice. I turned. There stood Leo and Mia. It was his weekend. I had forgotten. My hat had slipped. My disguise had failed. He saw me. His eyes wide with the impossible truth. The room fell into a stunned, suffocating silence. All eyes, the guests, Clara, Richard, locked onto the cleaner in the gray uniform. Time stopped. Then, Richard's whisper, a shattered thing. "Isabella?" A profound calm descended upon me. The fear, the shame, it evaporated. I knelt, in my servant's dress, and gathered my children to me. Their hugs were my armor. I stood. I faced him. My voice did not shake. "Hello, Richard." I let the silence hold, let the judgmental stares of his new world wash over me. "I am working here," I said, my words measured and proud. "I am working to provide for our children. It is honest work, and I am not ashamed." He could not meet my gaze. His face, a canvas of shock and dawning, profound shame. The mighty Richard, rendered silent by the strength of the woman he'd cast aside. I turned to dear, shocked Mrs. Gable. "Thank you, but I will not be coming back." I took my children's hands. "Let's go home." And we walked out. I did not look back. The gilded cage, had finally lost its bars. That night, I breathed free air for the first time in years. I found a job in a small restaurant kitchen, a place of heat and creation, not silence and erasure. The pay is less, but my soul is rich. We still live in our small, noisy apartment, but now it rings with a future we are building ourselves, brick by humble brick. I learned that your value is not stored in marble halls or bank accounts. It is forged in the fire of adversity. It is the unbreakable love in a child's hug. It is the courage to kneel in humility and rise in absolute strength. I am Isabella. I was broken. I was erased. But from the ashes of that woman, a phoenix is rising, and her wings are made of steel.